Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to NFL Week 6 on Winning Picks Weekly. My name is John Meleka, co-host of the Nick Chat, etc. pod. As always, I'm joined by my buddy, my co-host, my pal, my main man, Greg Albert. What up, Greg?
What's going on, John? Ready for another week of gambling?
Yeah, you can catch us on Greg hops on the Jets pods at Knicks, Jets, etc. YouTube. You probably hear for Winning Picks Weekly. We got the Jets, we got the Knicks going. Their season just started. Alex going there. Just hop on, like and subscribe on our Apple, our Spotify. It'd be much appreciated.
Yes,
And let's
sir.
get this rolling, dude. Let's get this rolling. Greg, what did you learn from week 5, man?
What did I learn from week 5? That I said it going into it. I've been saying it a few times. I think the Lions can stay within 3 of anybody. Apparently not the Patriots. Apparently not the Patriots. I don't know if it's because Patricia was over in Detroit and it was a little revenge game for him. I don't know if it's because Bill Belichick has Jared Goff's number from the Super Bowl. I don't know what happened, but that offense went from first in the league to last in the league, putting up 0 in Foxborough last week. So, dude, I learned that. I learned the Jets can hang with just about anyone, it feels like. I mean, we absolutely whomped the Miami Dolphins. Sauce Gardner's the real deal. I learned that some of my futures are looking good. Sauce got that pick I needed for the over 1.5, so I'm one pick away from that. Defensive Rookie of the Year, that's looking okay. Offensive Rookie of the Year is looking okay with Brees Hall. Your boy Damian Pierce is up there. He's having a good season so far. So some of these preseason bets are looking all right. We were talking before we even started. Najee Harris under rushing yards looks okay. There was one other rushing one that I had that was looking okay too. It was Derrick Henry under 1,300 rushing yards. Not terrible, but also not. Hasn't had any crazy games so far. So couple good ones there that are rounding into form as we head into week 6 here. What about you? What
I,
did you
lo-
learn from week 5?
I love it, man. I love all of that. I got to start with the Jets. You mentioned the Jets. I was there at Jet Life Stadium,
Yes.
and dude, that was the first time I've ever really experienced a home field for us. It was awesome. There were so many Dolphin fans. And by the end, they're literally taking their clothes off, telling me it's hot. It's hot. Literally taking off Miami jerseys in that Life Stadium is
Yeah.
amazing. Jets can hang. I'm also going to Lambeau, so we'll get to that.
Whew.
I'm gonna be biased on the Jet stuff on this episode today, riding high. So we'll talk about that. But what I learned objectively, dude, I don't think the Lions can hang. I finally bit the bullet. They've become my Eagles. Not this year's Eagles, but general Eagles, where I'm like, nah, and they're always covering. And then once I get on, they stink. That's exactly how I feel about the Lions. They're frauds the whole way. I've just been on the wrong side of them, but they're frauds in my opinion. I learned a little bit about the London games. I thought I could be sneaky by betting against the London teams coming off a bye.
Yep.
And as I predicted, they're going to go 1-1, and I'm not going to learn anything. That's exactly what happened.
It was close. It was close to being 0-2, right? Because the Saints barely covered Seattle.
That was definitely a close one.
Yeah. Both teams too. Both teams were down in the fourth quarter or tied in the fourth quarter. Like, there's definitely some rust there, but Saints were able to cover. So I guess, like, to your point, we didn't really learn too much. They're 1-1 right now.
There's a Taysom Hill game too, but we did learn
Yeah.
that the teams run out of gas in the second half.
Yep.
So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Also, dude, this Tennessee Titans team, it's funny that you mentioned Derrick Henry. They just win ball games.
Yeah.
I don't like them. Nobody wants to watch them play, but they win ball games. It's something to keep in mind, honestly.
I
That
was.
division is going to be the new NFC East, in my opinion. The AFC South is going to be fun to watch. All these teams are so mediocre, but they're actually fun. They're like the MAC,
Yeah.
the new NFC East of or of the AFC, you want to call them, but that's how it feels for me right now.
Yeah, I was watching. Was it Vegas Sports Insiders Network, the VSiN thing? I was watching Follow the Money today, and they had one of the guys over who's like one of the head gambling like managers at the Circa, and he was talking about Sunday 1 o'clock rolls around, and they get like the up to the minute information on like how much handles on each game, and he said by the 1 o'clock kickoff, like he woke up and the line was a pick 'em in the Washington Tennessee game and there was so much money on Washington. He had no idea why, couldn't figure it out. So he's like, I got to enjoy the Green Bay Packer Giants game, but then at 1 o'clock, he was like, I was just sweating out Washington, Tennessee. He's like, I didn't want to. I couldn't believe that I was like intently watching that game, but I was, because so much money was on Washington. And he said he still can't figure out why. And to your point, Tennessee just freaking wins, man. They get it done. And
So
Washington's bad.
let's start off. Here's a perfect transition into the Thursday night game. I've been doing great on Primetime, so I'm back on Primetime. I didn't get KC right, but to be honest, there is one last thing I learned, and it has something to do with the Primetime, and I wanted to take note of this. And I also want to keep a note of this during this whole episode because it's going to help me out and it's going to sway me. Specifically, desperate teams that need a win going into a bye week,
Okay.
you gotta take it. You gotta take, especially if they're dogs. Like looking at that, I regretted the Vegas Raiders every time I looked because it was like locked in, right, for the show and for our our weekly pool.
Yeah, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Nothing I can do about it. I regretted it the whole time.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. I'm going to keep a tab of that.
Let's
start us off.
One last thing I learned. Sorry, before we finish up, what I learned from week 5. You were talking about how you were used to have a tough time picking with the Eagles. My whole thing was the Falcons. We had a problem with the bird teams. I'm making the Falcons more complicated than it needs to be. They're 5-0 against the spread. They get absolutely murdered in the first half of every game, and then they come back and score a bunch of garbage points and cover a big spread. So from now on, I'm just taking Atlanta. Don't think, just throw. They also might be, I know you like to bet the first halves in college. I'm looking at a little first half parlay this week, betting against Atlanta and betting against Arizona, because there's two teams that start so slow every week and then end up going bonkers in the second half. So that's another thing I learned. Just stop overthinking Atlanta. Just take Atlanta every week until they start not covering.
I mean, yeah, man. Atlanta has been the sharp side this entire year so far. So let's get into it with this Thursday. I mean, everybody's been talking about it for the last week. We know another terrible Thursday night game, but hey, at least there's football on a Thursday night. That's what we're at right now. It's the Pardon My Take showdown. The Washington Commanders at the Chicago Bears. Let's call this a pick'em. All right, 1.5. Let's just call it a pick'em here. Who do you think is going to win the game? I'm just going to go with the home team. I like nothing about either of these teams. I could see why it should even out at both of these teams being 2-4, and Chicago being 3-3 doesn't look right. But I think Chicago could put this together. I don't have any real thoughts on this game. Do you?
No, I'm just looking real quick because 13th. Okay, I was looking to see if either of these teams had a bye next week, because you're talking about like bad teams kind of going into a bye and that whole thing. I don't think either teams. I think both teams play next week. So for me, this is a hard pick for me. I think both these teams are not great. I think Washington just needs it more. I think that they had some weird comments this week with Ron Rivera and, a reporter asking him, what's wrong with the team, and he said the quarterback play. And then apparently he called Carson Wentz because he was like, "Oh, the reporters took me out of context." And it's like, I don't know, man. It's tough to take a comment like that out of context. It was pretty straightforward on what the question was and what you said in response. So, I think that if Washington is going to have any pulse, they have to win this game. I took Chicago to have the worst record in the NFL. If that's going to happen, Washington's going to need to beat them. So it's a little bit of a biased heart pick instead of a head pick. But also, too, I think there's a lot of money on us. Misremembering this. Let me pull up the money on this right now. Because I think when I looked earlier today, I was surprised.
Everybody's on the Bears.
75% of the money's on the Bears. Like, how can you be that confident? 66% of the bets, 75% of the money's on the Bears. To me, how can you be that confident? I think I fade the public on this one. Take Washington. I don't know if it's really a hold your nose pick. I don't know. We don't do them on prime time, but with both these teams, it seems like a hold your nose pick. So give me Washington in this one.
Yeah, both these teams just stink.
Yeah.
Let's go into the 1 o'clock slate, and let's just start. Let's just start here with the New York Jets, man,
Sure.
because that's all I care about right now. The Jets are a legit team. They won their first home game versus division team in 2 years. First home game of the year. Everybody's screaming that they won against their third string quarterback, but the only reason he was in is because we injured Teddy Bridgewater on the first play of the game. I mean, it wasn't dirty play. We injured him off a play that we recognized. We had Sauce with the safety. I mean,
It was incredible.
we're a real team, man. We're a real team. I don't know what else to say.
I don't know, man. I was in a Miami live stream on YouTube today, and it was like 7 people all on Zoom yelling at each other about the Miami Dolphins. And man, even in years where we were bad, I never felt like there was that much controversy because half the room was like, we're fine. Half the room was like, we stink. Half the room was like, oh, it's just because Teddy Bridgewater got hurt. Dude, Teddy Bridgewater isn't going to put up 40 points on us. Like, it's crazy. They were talking about the O-line. Some people are saying the O-line's not that bad. We got 16 quarterback pressures. Teddy Bridgewater or not. Maybe it's 13 because he doesn't hold the ball that long for a couple plays. Dude, the Jets are firing all cylinders. The defense looks good. We had some complaints early in the season about certain position groups. They've gotten it together. The secondary, especially the safeties, are rounding into form. The linebackers are playing well. The offense looks like it's humming under Zach Wilson. I mean, I don't know who it was today that was tweeting out the quarterback efficiency ratings when there's a clean pocket. Zach Wilson, far and away the best in the league. I know it's only 2 games, so it's a small sample size, but if we keep a clean pocket, Elijah Vera Tucker for MVP, we keep a clean pocket, I think we're looking at a good spot. I got the Jets in this one, plus 7.5, going to Green Bay on the road. I got this as my hold my nose pick of the week. It's a lot of points. I don't really know why it's so many points. I don't think you're going to need to hold your nose, but take the 7.5, hold your nose, lock it in. New York Jets for me.
So Green Bay is a team that was across the pond
Yep.
last week. They don't have a bye, but they came off a big loss, right? So everyone is up in arms. Aaron Rodgers has this thumb injury. He didn't practice today.
Yep.
That came out of nowhere. So I'm already ready for that excuse. If the Jets are able to somehow
Did you see his press conference? Did you see his press conference? I think it was before they left London. Was talking about how other players in the team, other players in the locker room are already talking, Jair Alexander in particular, talking already about how if we lose to the New York Jets, that we're in big trouble. Like we should be worried. Like they're already worried about losing to the Jets and they haven't even left London yet. That's crazy. That is crazy to me.
The reporter asked him, you just lost to the Giants. Like, are you worried about the season? Now he's like, no, we'll be worried if we lose to the Jets. Yeah. I'm like, all right, bro. Sounds good. So 7.5 is crazy. The games after, something we did learn is every game is close in the fourth quarter. And they are running out of gas.
And they go over, right? It was 6-1 to the over. Yep. So it's a pretty decent over in this one too, I believe. 45, I think, is what it was.
Listen, are we taking Jets in the over? It's 45. It moved from 44 to 45.
Yeah, I kind of like. I mean, personally, I'll be taking Jets money line and the over.
Oh, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm taking Jets money. I'm not going all the way to freaking Green Bay, Wisconsin. I'm not taking Jets money line.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, 45, 70% of the money's on the over already.
In fact, I'm so high on the Jets that my Hail Mary parlay today is just a feel-good Jets parlay. Everything that should go good for the Jets is going to go good for the Jets this week.
I like that.
That's my Hail Mary parlay. But we'll get there later. But let's kind of stick on that same trajectory here and talk about the AFC East at 1 p.m. And dude, a game that what's like crazy? A game that this in a crazy world, if this was week 17, this would be an amazing game. I think this would be like it could be possible for a wild card spot, or like, New England, if they had a healthy team at Cleveland, if they had Deshaun Watson in, like, this is a legit game if the defense was healthy. Right now, they're both 2-3. I think I think both teams actually desperately need to win this game in some weird fashion. Cleveland cannot fall behind in the division with Cincinnati and the Ravens looking good. And New England, they gotta start thinking wild card spot at this point. Right now, it's a field goal game. Cleveland at home, -2.5. This is begging you to take Cleveland, in my opinion. This is a what am I missing pick of the week.
Okay.
The only thing that really scares me here, man, and I don't want to take New England. I'm not going to take New England just out of principle, but I'll tell you why I'm actually nervous about this game. If like, as a better, Bill Belichick knows Jacoby Brissett, and it's all about defense for him. They're not. I know like the scoreboard looks like they absolutely demolished the Lions, but it was all about the defense. You know what I mean? They're creating turnovers. They're getting the ball in great field position. It's easy to score like that, and I think that's going to happen with Jacoby Brissett. However, they're just going to run it. So it's just going to be like, can the Patriots actually play run defense? Nick Chubb's best running back in the league by far. Kareem Hunt is a beast, man. And I wonder if Jacoby Brissett could finagle something. It's just really Belichick versus Brissett for me. And that's what actually worries me. So I guess that's what I'm missing. So maybe I won't make this. I think that's what I'm like. That's why it's such a weird line. Like if this was the New England Patriots with a different head coach, I think this would be 7.5.
Yeah, it's true. I'm trying to look up too. So Jonathan Jones, is that their rookie cornerback that they have over there in New England? No, not a rookie. Seventh season. Um, Dude, their defense has been playing so well the last few games. They're really rounding into form. And I mean, to me, it makes sense. Like, bringing back Patricia, and I know he's supposed to be on the offensive side, yada yada. But dude, he's a defensive guy at heart. Their defense is coming through. Does the defense travel? That I'm not too sure about. I know you're talking about Bill Belichick versus Jacoby Brissett. Dude, for me, it's kind of like Bill Belichick versus Stefanski. Like, he's had some weird calls. He's had some questionable play calling so far this season. They obviously blew the game against us, up a zillion points with a minute 30 to go. We came back and won that game. Like, Bill Belichick isn't going to be making mistakes, and Stefanski might be making mistakes. In a 2.5 point spread in a must-win game for both teams, you can't be making mistakes like that. So, for me, it's take the points, take the Patriots. We don't know where Mac Jones is going to be. It might be Zappy again, but dude, the run game has been looking pretty good for them. Was it Damian Harris?
Hurt.
Yeah, hurt with a hamstring. But dude, Ramondre Stevens has looked really good. They always have running backs there. You can never really rely on one guy because there's always a few there that end up doing pretty good. The offensive line, I think, has been playing pretty good for them. So, I think it's a defense. Again, Judon, I think, was tied for the league in sacks right now. I had him last year to lead the league in sacks, so it's killing me that he's coming along this season. I don't have it.
Welcome to my life. Always 1 year off.
Yeah, so, yeah, to me, it's the New England Patriots. The money's kind of split on it. Where the money's not split is the over. 85% of the money's on the over, 43 points. I don't know if I see that because I think both these defenses are pretty good.
And both quarterbacks stink.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett's not going to be lighting anyone up. Zappy would be lighting people up if he's still at Western Kentucky, but he's not. He's in the NFL. He's playing with big boys. He's got Myles Garrett and whoever else on their team. I don't know if Davian Clowney's healthy.
It's going to be a lot of running.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of running. To me, I don't know why 85% of the money's on the over, but we're picking sides here. I'm going New England plus 2.5.
I like the under there. All right, let's just finish off.
Same.
Let's just finish up the AFC East. You got Minnesota. Oh, well, not at the 1 o'clock.
1 o'clocks.
Minnesota at Miami. Miami plus 3.5. They're reeling off that Jets loss. They got absolutely smacked at MetLife. We just talked about
Franchise altered. Ping pong table is out. Took them out of the facility after that Jets lost.
You know what's hilarious? The Miami Dolphins are reeling, and the Jets are on this high, and we have the same exact record. So Miami's at home, plus 3.5. Tyreek Hill looks banged up. I think Xavier Howard's coming back.
I think
it's a little early in the week. We're not sure if Byron Jones is coming back. Armstead, who knows? What am I missing here, dude?
This is one of my missing pick of the week because I don't get why it's only 3.5 points. Skylar Thompson's a 7th-round pick. I mean, granted, he was good. It was at TCU. He was okay. He wasn't great. He wasn't lighting anyone up. And now he's supposed to be cover 3.5 points in his first NFL start against the NFC North leading 4-1 Minnesota Vikings. I just don't understand why the point spread's so low.
I think that means take Miami.
72% of the money's on Miami, John. What am I missing?
Wow.
What am I missing?
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah. If like 80% of the money was on Minnesota, I'd be like, okay, maybe you got to hammer Miami here. Mostert looked pretty good. The defense, they have got no pressure at all this season, but maybe with Xavier Howard coming back, you can match him up on Jefferson. Or maybe they don't, and maybe they double team Jefferson and lock down Thielen. Okay. Dude, 72% of the money's on Miami. I'm taking Minnesota minus 3.5, and I'm fading the public? That's a deal. That's a deal.
Cousins 1 p.m.
Cousins 1 p.m., dude. He gets his superpowers. I mean, that's easy for me. It's my first best bet of the week. It's a what am I missing game, but I think I'm so right on it that it has to be a best bet. How is it only 3.5?
So here's the last nugget here. The Vikings have a bye next week. So is this like we don't care about this game, we're just gonna roll into this bye week, or is this we need to go 5-1 going into the bye?
Yeah, it's like, dude, the Packers, everyone's writing off the Packers. If they beat the Jets this week and we lose, we're tied with the Packers. We just have a tiebreaker against them, but we're both 4-2. Like, we gotta win. We gotta stomp this team out. They're healthy. Jefferson's healthy. Cook, I know he had a shoulder early in the season, but he's been looking pretty good. I think he had 2 touchdowns last week. Dude, they got to keep rocking. They got to keep rolling. I just don't get why it's 3.5, and I definitely don't get why everyone's betting Miami. I feel like I'm missing something.
Yeah, that is funny. And Hill's hurt.
Yeah, Hill's in a walking boot. Like you said, Jones might not be playing. That's why I was trying to look up the injury report before I started going on my tangent here. Because I
don't know if Jones we're going to find out last minute always.
That's the thing with all this stuff. I'm sure it's all game time decision stuff, but still.
I think Xavier Howard might actually come back. So
Mostert didn't practice with the knee injury today. Like, dude, they're banged up.
All right. Jumping to a really interesting game, man, and talk about weird lines. Last time I checked, the Jacksonville Jaguars smacked the Indianapolis Colts. So now Jacksonville is at Indy. Last time that happened, Indy just needed it to make the playoffs. So the lowly versus the lowly Jaguars, that didn't happen either. We laugh every time this game's over, but yet Indianapolis is minus 1.5 at home. Their injury report still looks bad. This is what am I missing pick of the week? Because, dude, like, one bad game by Jacksonville and it's over. Everyone's out, right? I mean, the 4 fumbles by Lawrence, like, could we just throw that game in the trash? Like, it was a terrible game. He's not that guy. No problem. What was your stat with Jacksonville versus Houston?
Houston's 5-0 in the last 5 games. I had Houston money line last week. That was an easy bet. I mean, it wasn't really, but still it felt easy because
never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
The 6.5 was never in doubt.
6.5,
but never. And Houston had a bye, so that was like that desperate team going into a bye. 0-3-1 versus a team that they always beat. They had to win that game. And, Jacksonville just went on a little skid here. I think they actually get it right against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm not even joking. I love the Jacksonville Jaguars this week. The Colts are so banged up. Like, and they beat them every single week. I legitimately do have no clue what I'm missing.
I don't either, John, and I unfortunately have last week on college football, I made, on the college football episode, if you don't follow, check us out on the Knicks Jets Etc. YouTube. Like and subscribe. Check out the college episodes. Check out the NFL episodes. We do them every week.
At Chip Murphy 7 is on the college episodes.
At Chip Murphy 7 is on the college episodes. We're also on podcasts, anywhere podcasts are available. Apple, Spotify, all that good stuff. I made a line in the sand bet with Oklahoma last week.
Oh my
And
God!
I
I've been telling
said
you for weeks.
Oklahoma plus 9.5. They're gonna come out. They're gonna come out banging. If they don't, this is my line in the sand game. I'm never betting Oklahoma the rest of the season. In fact, I might bet against them the rest of the season. This is my line in the sand game for the Indianapolis Colts. If
Don't
they can't do it this week, I'm writing them. I can't pick them the rest of the season. They
don't
stink.
do it, man.
They
Don't do
suck.
that. Don't do that because they're gonna lose this week, and everyone's gonna write them off. And you're riding the public wave right now. You're thinking you're making a hot take, but you're riding the public wave, Greg. Everybody's off on Indy. They stink right now, and then they're gonna lose to Jacksonville, and it's gonna be over. Everyone's gonna pull the plug on Indy. It's all over. 2-3-1, the most disgusting record anyone's ever seen.
So gross.
And then they're gonna come back and they're gonna win a game. And then they're gonna be 3-3-1. And everything's fantastic again. Like that's a phenomenal record. So I wouldn't go that far. Just let's take it week by week here. Right? This is winning picks weekly because at the Titans coming over after a bye, everyone's gonna want to take the Titans and the Colts are gonna cover. So let's just go week by week here. What do you got? Are they going to beat the Jacksonville in your line in the sand game, or is Indy just going to be who we think they are?
Shaq Leonard playing.
I don't know, dude. Concussion / back / nose / everything, bro.
Jonathan Taylor's still not practicing after a week off. That's not good. Give me Jacksonville. I'm with you. Instead of being Johnny Public, let me shake that out of my head. I was brainwashed by the public. You brought me back. 60% of the money's on Indianapolis. You're right. They're going to lose this game to Jacksonville, and then next week everyone's going to be off Indy. They're going to win. That's just how they do it. You got to just zig and zag. I was zagging and zigging. You have to zig and zag.
And the Titans, right? Titans always win, coming off a bye. Indy stinks. It's gonna be a division game. Indy's gonna be getting a zillion points, and Indy's gonna be a nice play next.
Fun
week.
fact about this game: 96% of the money's on the under 42.5. 96.
I got with the over.
96.
Because these are turnover machines, both these guys.
Yeah.
Also, Naheem Hines is injured too. So if no Taylor, no Hines, I might be the running back.
Yeah, Philip Lindsay.
Yeah.
Shout out.
San Francisco at Atlanta. This might low-key be the best game of the 1 p.m.s. Is it?
No.
What do you think the best game is? Did we not talk about it yet?
I don't know. I think there's a chance that Cincy New Orleans gets weird.
Okay, so we haven't talked about it yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So San Francisco, up till now, I think this is the best game, a best game of the 1 p.m.s.
Oh, yeah.
Minus the Jets, because obviously the Super Bowl Jets. San Francisco 49ers.
I just think Atlanta stinks, but I have to stop doing that because they're 5-0 against the spread. I repeat, they're undefeated against the spread, which is all we care about here on a gambling show.
The 49ers at the Falcons. Falcons plus 5.5 at home. Greg feels some type of way about the Atlanta Falcons being undefeated. Are you just gonna ride them until
I'm wearing my red for him, John. I got the red. I got the black chair. I'm Atlanta out, baby. Let's go future. I'm all about Atlanta. Give me Atlanta plus 5.5. They're gonna suck in the first half. They're gonna come back and they're gonna score. San Francisco's getting a little beat up, maybe under the radar, maybe not. Someone, I forget who, a linebacker on their team maybe went on injured reserve this week. Nick Bosa's a little banged up. Dude, give me Atlanta plus 5.5. That's too many points for this team. They're gonna run the ball until they score 2 meaningless touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
I have to give you credit, man. You've been the number one Russell Wilson hater this whole time, and now you're riding the future train. I respect it. I respect the
I've never been more right about anything than Russell Wilson suck.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm riding with you. There's weird line movement, weird percentages on Atlanta. All the money's on Atlanta, but the bets are almost the same. Atlanta doesn't lose against the spread. Everybody loves San Francisco. Everybody last week taking San Francisco to go to the Super Bowl. Everyone just take it easy. Atlanta covers games.
You see that
at home.
You see that money line percentage? 94% of the money's on Atlanta plus 200. That's sharp money, baby. Those are sharps coming in and betting Atlanta. They're fired up, man. That was a terrible roughing the passer call last week against Tampa Bay. They were coming back. They were going to win that game and save my New Orleans Saints winning the division tickets, but the refs took it out of their hands. It's ridiculous. They're fired up.
Guess what? Guess who else is fired up, Greg? I'm fired up because this is my first best bet of the week.
Let's go.
Riding with the Falcons at home, man. Falcons at home. Nobody wants to take this pick. Everybody loves San Francisco. Everybody's in love with Jimmy G now. It's time to fall in love with Jimmy G's eyes. And now we're going to start hating him and saying, "Oh, this is the real Jimmy G." And they're going to be 3-3. And Atlanta's going to be 3-3. And they're actually going to win this game.
Kyler Pitts is back and practicing. Things are happening.
Is he going to catch this year? We'll see.
We'll see. They got to throw him the ball first.
Saints at home. Speaking of throwing the ball, who's going to throw it for the New Orleans at home against Cincinnati, man? Cincinnati needs a win. 2-3 at New Orleans. Also 2-3. This game really reminiscent to the New England-Cleveland game. Like, both these teams desperately need this win. Basically a pick 'em. Plus 1.5. We have no idea who the quarterback for New Orleans is going to be. Winston might be practicing. Taysom Hill might be the quarterback or the running back or the tight end. Ingram looks healthy. Michael Thomas probably coming back. Landry sat out last week too. I'm sure he'll come back.
True.
This is a tough game, man. I like the Saints. Truth be told, I have a lot of features on the Saints. This would be a nice game for them to scoop up here. I don't really have any type of lean. I just like the Saints.
I needed the Seahawks to win so badly last week. I would have been doing this stream, John, from a beach somewhere right now if the Seahawks ended up winning. I think I had a $200 parlay on, was it the Texans, the Seahawks, the Jets, and the Cowboys. Needed it, John. We were up. We were winning that game. And then all of a sudden, Taysom Hill decides to wake up and go absolutely nuclear and score four freaking touchdowns.
You put your money with Geno Smith. I have no sympathy for you.
I know. They battled back, though. They had a nice touchdown to what's his name? Tyler Lockett. That was a nice bomb from Geno Smith. But either way...
Like Russell Wilson.
No, Russell Wilson. Either way, this week, though, I'm going with you. I'm going New Orleans Saints. Home team getting points in a matchup that I don't think is really that different between both these teams. Both 2-3, both, I think, underperforming so far this year. Maybe they unlock something with Taysom Hill. Cincinnati just looks weird. They can't get Jamar Chase going. They can't get Joe Mixon going. You know, Joe Burrow, people went bonkers for Joe Burrow. They were drafting him so high in fantasy football this year. Dude, what was this? What's the stat? He had 60% of his fantasy points in the last, 3 weeks of the season. He went on an insane run at the end of the season and into the playoffs and made it all the way to the Super Bowl. He wasn't good during the regular season. He's not good during the regular season again this year. I don't think it's that surprising that Cincinnati's 2-3 right now. The Saints, to me, are a little bit more surprising because I thought their defense would be a little bit better. And granted, Winston's hurt, and a lot of their people are Kamara is in and out of the lineup. Michael Thomas is hurt again. He's been hurt for 3 years now, it feels like. So, I don't know. The Saints, to me, I feel like it's a real desperation game for them. They're at home. They're getting points. Give me the Saints.
All right. Feeling good about that game. That makes me feel a lot better about it. This one is also going to be a tough one, in my opinion. The Baltimore Ravens, 3-2. Might be the worst feelings around a 3-2 team around the whole league. Again, the Jets are sitting at 3-2. We're on top of the world. Baltimore sitting at 3-2. Everyone's saying this is exactly why you don't extend Lamar Jackson. Ravens are in shambles. They're -5.5. They're road favorites by almost a touchdown at the Giants. But plus 5.5. Greg, shaking your head. What's your initial thought here?
Dude, this was gonna be my other one of my missing pick of the week. How are the Giants 5.5-point underdogs at home? They're 4-1.
Yeah.
They're 4-1. Saquon Barkley looks like he hasn't missed a beat. He looks just as good as everyone said he was going to be coming out of college. Daniel Jones is I don't know what Daniel Jones is, but he's a winner. He's winning. He's 4-1. Dude, give me the Giants as a best bet. I'm riding the New York teams. I'm taking the Jets as a my hold my nose. I'm taking the Giants as a best bet. Dude, I'm going Giants money line, man.
Your mood has changed on the Giants, huh?
My mood never really wavered too much, I don't think. All I said one time was that they were going to have a letdown game, and they did have a letdown game. I'll fight that till the day I die. They let down. They had one touchdown to a backup tight end. They still won the game. That's great. And they keep winning. So give me the Giants. We talked about teams coming back from London, going over. So I think there's going to be points in this one. The Ravens' defense has not looked good this season. The Ravens' offense has looked pretty good. The Giants just find a way to keep winning, man. It's weird. Like last game against Green Bay when they were over in London, they got the ball in the second half and they just drove down the field, kept the ball away from Aaron Rodgers. I think they can do the same thing again this week with Lamar Jackson. Keep it out of their hands. And then when Aaron Rodgers came in, he just threw 3 incompletions. They had to punt the ball. The Giants got the ball back and had another 6-minute drive. Like, Dable has them going. They feel confident. People talk about the Giants don't have wide receivers. They don't need wide receivers. They need people that are open 6 yards down the field that get paid money to catch NFL football and just catch the freaking ball. I don't care who it is. Catch it. They're fine. Give me the Giants plus 5.5.
I fired up the New York Football Giants. I love it. Best bet. Listen, dude, the Ravens they've had some frustrating losses, man. They've had some really frustrating losses. Their secondary has looked really bad. But like you said, the Giants have nobody to throw to past 6 yards. And that's where the Ravens' weakness is. But that's where the Ravens' weakness is past 6 yards. And I get the Wildcat. I get Danny Jones. But Danny Jones thinks at home. And he's addicted to fumbles. So I'm not as high on you on the New York Giants. They are scrappy, though. I think Dable is coach of the year, by the way.
For sure.
If you can find that bet somewhere, lock that in. The Vikings coach has also a shot at this if he wins a division as a first-year head coach after whatever the hell Mike Zimmer left over, and it's basically the same squad. So both of those I like as underdog here to even though Philly's 5-0. I like both of those coach of the year. Listen, I think the Giants are going to lose this game, but I do think they're going to cover the spread.
Also,
like we said, the London games, when you come back, the fourth quarter is always close. One possession game.
Yeah.
I see the Giants flipping up, even like having the lead at the end. But then there's always Lamar Jackson and Justin Tucker. So I don't know about 5.5 as dogs. I think they're going to lose this game. I think Baltimore's going to be 4-2, and everyone's going to forget every single bad thing that the Ravens did this year. And I think the Giants are going to be 4-2, which is fine. But I think they're going to cover. I think the Giants are going to cover.
Yeah, to your point, they have Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the league. They kick a field goal to win the game as time expires. The Giants cover 5.5, no problem.
I think they're going to cover this game. All right,
also, one last thing, though. You talk about Daniel Jones and fumbles. 1 fumble on the season so far.
How many interceptions?
2.
All right, so he has 3 turnovers on the year.
3 touchdowns only. But, hey, I'm a positive Giants guy. I'm not going to talk bad about him.
That's going to be my next question. That's fine. Listen, you said it fine. He I don't know what he is, but he's doing it. He's Alex
He's a winner.
Smith. That's fine. It's fine. He's giving Alex Smith vibes. It's no problem. He's going to lose this game. I'm not going to be shocked if they keep winning, but listen, I'll put my stamp on this right now because I'm excited about the Giants winning. I have no issue with the Giants. I just don't believe in the quarterback, and they don't have weapons, and this is going to get old and stale by the time the season starts rolling. So the Giants are nice in the regular season, but I just don't know if this is sustainable. Like when we're talking division, when we're talking playoffs, well, we'll see. The identity might change. We're talking coach of the year stuff, so we'll see what happens when it starts getting cold out here. But let's move on to this Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh might be one of the worst teams in the league.
I know. Imagine what the odds were on them to have the worst record going into the season.
We should have took it. They had no quarterback.
Yeah. Next time, as a note for ourselves next year, If a team that's supposed to be good has no quarterback, we should look into that because it's probably plus 4, 5, 6,000, and they have nobody.
Literally, they're plus 8.5, coming off the biggest spread they ever had at plus 14.5.
Yep.
Which wasn't even never even close versus the best team in the league, the Buffalo Bills.
This is now the largest home underdog they've been in 40 years.
Okay, thank you. Because I was gonna say, why does this feel so low? I feel like this should also be like 10.5.
Yeah, but back-to-back games, back-to-back weeks, largest spread in 40 years. That's a testament to the Steelers organization, but it's also a testament to how bad this team is.
Yeah, TJ Watt's not coming back, huh?
No, not this week.
It's got to be Tampa, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't take. Listen, I'm gonna say one thing. I don't think the quarterback is absolute trash. I just think the rest of the team is. Can we say that? Besides the wide receivers.
Besides the wide receivers. Yeah, I mean
Minka, but he's hurt, and Watt, but he's hurt, and Witherspoon, but he's hurt.
Yeah, the defense needs help. The offensive line needs help. People in Pittsburgh, we had was it Tommy Jaggy on 3 weeks ago to preview it. They do not like Najee Harris. They do not like Matt Canada. People are calling for Matt Canada left and right. I mean, they got to do something. If Mike Tomlin doesn't do anything, Mike Tomlin's probably going to be in trouble at the end of the season, which is crazy to say because it would be his first losing season ever. But they look so bad out of really nowhere. They lost Big Ben, and now their whole entire team's done. But Big Ben wasn't very good, so like, what gives? It's crazy. But yeah, give me Tampa Bay in this one big. I was thinking about reverse teasering this to like 14.5.
Interesting. Well, listen, it would be a travesty if Tomlin gets fired after 1 year of being bad with no quarterback. That's really tough. That's really tough. They don't fire coaches. Let's go to this 4 p.m. slate. I will be jumping in elation from the Jets beating Green Bay. You barely be able to I won't have a voice. And to be honest with you, I am okay with that because I don't think I'm going to have to pay a lot of attention in the 4 o'clock games to all these, like for the first time ever, Greg, selfishly, I'm okay with this not being a big slate because I'm really going to only be paying attention to one game. And let's just start there. And it's the 425. And that's the best team in the league, the Buffalo Bills, at what other people think is the best team in the league, the Kansas City Chiefs because of Mahomes. Kansas City at home plus 2.5. That is a wild spread. And let me just talk, this is my dumb gambling brain and everything I know, right? Because I get that home field advantage isn't what it used to be in most places. I totally get that. But let's just say that Arrowhead is a top 5, top 10 place to play in the league, and therefore still has their -3. Okay? So you're going to tell me the Buffalo Bills are 5.5 on Kansas City on the neutral field here? If you flip over that 3, that's crazy.
That's insane.
That makes no sense. Listen, Buffalo has been killer, but they got injuries. They got injuries throughout their secondary, man.
They have people coming back, though?
I don't know. It's still kind of early in the week. We'll see.
Yeah, Tre'Davious White expected to return to practice this week, but again, just because he returns to practice doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be ready
He hasn't
to play.
played all year. He hasn't played all year.
Yeah.
They had a lot of injuries, so we'll see how that goes. I'm riding with Kansas City at home here, plus 2.5. Where's the public here?
It's really not too far any one way. 60% of the money on Kansas City, on the spread. 60% of the money to the over.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure everyone wants to see that over.
It's a high total, 54. I think it might be the highest of the week. I don't think
last time they played, it was one of the best games to ever be played, right?
Yeah, in the playoffs last year for sure. Even the regular season matchup that they had, I think last year Kansas City was pretty big favorites. I had Buffalo money line. I think that was the weekend of my sister's wedding. I remember that game was on somewhere when I was walking past. So I think that was last year when they played. Dude, I love the Chiefs in this one. I mean, I just don't get how they're one. I don't get how they're underdogs. Like to me, that's just insane to say any team on the road is better than Kansas City at home. And then to your point, the Bills have been banged up. I mean, the Bills looked really good last week, but they played the Steelers. You know, the couple weeks before that, they were in some knockout, drag out games. Miami game was tough. Baltimore game was tough. I think the Kansas City game is going to be just as tough. So why not take a 2.5 points? That seems nice. Give me KC.
Yeah, it's just funny. I'm also laughing because today I'm like talking about how the Jets are undefeated on the road. I'm like, they went to Cleveland, they went to Pittsburgh, and like, I'm like trying to hype up Pittsburgh. Dude, Buffalo beat Pittsburgh. That doesn't count as a game. So funny.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I'm going KC here. Let's jump to Greg. I don't think this has happened this. Oh, by the way, Kansas City, one of my best bets. I'm riding with KC because the line doesn't make sense, so I have to take it.
I like
Buffalo's
that.
not 5.5. Buffalo's not 5.5 on a neutral field, so that just I have to go there. And let's jump to our last best bet of the slate here for me and you, and we are on the same side. I think the first time this year.
I'll
And
check
it's
that.
funny because I thought I was gonna be a genius here for a second by going with the dog, being the 1-4 Carolina Panthers plus 10.5 at the Rams. Rams banged up. Carolina, Matt Rule's out. New regime here, but Baker Mayfield's also out, and Sam Darnold's still out, and they're going with PJ Walker. And you're gonna go, oh, PJ Walker, that's a name I recognize. He plays all the time. This Carolina Panthers team stinks, man. They're not gonna get up for PJ Walker. The Rams, remember how I teased it in the beginning? I found this trend. Teams go desperate going into the bye week. The Los Angeles Rams are going into a bye week next week. They desperately need to be 500, 3-3 to have any type of chance at this division here to make the run. This is going to be a killer. 10.5, no problem. They want you to take Carolina. I thought I was smart. Everybody's on Carolina. Everybody, Greg.
It's insane. We talked about this pre-show. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I couldn't believe it because I thought I was I'm taking the Rams as well. I thought I was being Joe Public with the Rams for all the reasons you said. Interim coach, PJ Walker, PJ Washington, or whatever who's playing quarterback for them, their third string guy. Corral, I was like, where's him? I forgot he's on the IR. Like they are decimated at quarterback, man. I don't know who's gonna be backing up for them this week. All the money is
Sam Darnold time, baby. I can't wait till he comes back like in 2 weeks.
yeah. All the money is on Carolina. 94% of the money is on them. The money's kind of split on the over under 55% to the over 40.5. But then again, 80% of the money is on the Carolina plus 375. The Rams have not looked good this season, but they're definitely way better than Carolina, especially at home. Like I think Cooper Kupp, who's going to cover Cooper Kupp? I think this defense gets rocking and rolling. I just think, a lot's been said. I've said a lot about the Rams' offensive line issues. I don't think it's going to matter this week. I don't think who are the Panthers rushing? I don't think they're rushing anyone good. I don't think they have a great defense. Dude, give me the Rams all the way, minus 10.5, especially because only 6% of the money is on the Rams. I love that, man. I absolutely love that.
Double best bet there.
Double best bet. It is our first double best bet of the season.
Let's go. Last game of the slate of the 1-4s. Arizona at Seattle. And boy, do I hate this game. I hate Geno Smith. All right. I think they have no defense. They have no running back now, with even Homer's out. Right? It's just kind of the Kenneth Walker show, and he's coming off an injury, the rookie from Michigan State.
He was pretty good last week.
This game's going to stink, man. Arizona, I can't stand them, but DeAndre Hopkins come back next week.
Yeah, waiting in the wings.
Dude, I actually, I think Arizona's going to kill Seattle. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's going to be they're going to crush them 3-3. Like, Seattle's not good. I know they get into shootouts, but they have no running back. And Geno Smith never does anything back to back. He just has sporadic wins here and there. He had a killer game last week.
Dude, you said that every game. He's had a killer game every week.
No, he hasn't.
Every week.
Okay, let's go through.
I dare you to find me a week it wasn't a killer week for Geno Smith. Not like for Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. But for Geno Smith, the guy who couldn't make it in the league all of a sudden out of nowhere is now absolutely dominating one of the highest scoring offenses.
Yeah, but he's definitely getting touchdowns. He's keeping the turnovers down. But he's not winning ball games, man.
Okay.
All right, so I think he's going to lose. I think he's going to lose to the Arizona Cardinals by a lot. That's it. I think Arizona's going to crush him. I think Kyler Murray's good. I think Seattle stinks. What do they do that's good? They give up a ton of points. They don't win games. And then without a running game, I just don't trust Geno Smith to just keep to ever win shootouts. And here's another one. I just think he's going to lose to Arizona. Arizona needs this win. They're going to be 3-3 with DeAndre Hopkins coming in. Seattle's going to be 2-4. That looks right to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude. Bro, oh my God. Geno Smith's lowest quarterback rating this season is 80.2. Last week he was a 139.7. The week before that he was 132.6. 3 touchdowns last week, 2 touchdowns the week before. 270 yards last week, 320 yards the week before. Maybe I'm talking myself up because I just picked him up in Dynasty and I'm starting him this week. Maybe I'm talking him up because I'm taking him plus 2.5 points at home. I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are very good. I think that they start slow. They stink at home, so the only shot they really have here is that it's a road game for them. I forgot to look and see if Call of Duty has an update or a new map out or something like that because I was going to bet it. I'm definitely betting against them if that's the case. Dude, Seattle plus 2.5 at home. The 12th man, get that stadium rocking. I don't know. Something weird about Seattle. I just feel like it's going to be close. I just think it's going to be close. I think Seattle's going to have like a 14-point lead at half. And then in the second half, it's just going to be back and forth. It's going to be close at the end. 2.5 kind of stings because you're not getting the field goal on the hook. But give me Seattle on the points at this one. I should selfishly bet Arizona because I do. Seattle's my other team to have the worst record. I need them to start losing. So, but I just think it's going to be close. So give me the points.
Yeah, I like Arizona here. Division game.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys 4-1 at the Philadelphia Eagles. Well done, Sunday Night Football, getting this game. -4.5 for the Eagles. That seems like a lot of points for me, man. That seems like a lot of points. I don't know who's going to be the quarterback of Dallas. And that kind of worries me because my dumb gambling brain knows one thing. Cooper Rush is going to have a terrible game. And that's how Dak Prescott's going to get back in the mix. This can't keep happening. They can't keep winning games and then put Dak Prescott in. Something has to give. Yeah. And I could just see the Eagles being 6-0 and the world is going absolutely crazy. Are the Phillies up right now?
I hope so, John. I need the Phillies to win so bad.
Okay. Because I think right now the Phillies, they're down 2-0. They're down 2-0.
Fuck. I have to bet that live.
I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna be 6-0, and everyone's gonna go nuts. And then it's just gonna be like, hey, who'd they beat? They beat Cooper Rush because we were talking about Seattle. I didn't want to bring it up, but like sometimes it matters who you play. Yeah. Like Geno Smith played Denver. We know that Denver stinks now. He played San Francisco.
Oh, they haven't played anyone.
Scored 7 points. Atlanta, that's what he did well. At Detroit, killed them. At the Saints, like yeah, that was an impressive game last week. No doubt about it. I don't know. I love the Dallas O-line.
Who's Philly played, though? Who's Philly beat? Because that's the knock on them. That's the knock on them all week. I'll look it up real quick. But that's the knock on them, is that they haven't played anyone either. And they're not going to play anyone. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL. They beat the Lions.
The best team. Oh, yeah.
They beat the Lions, the Vikings, the Commanders, the Jaguars, the Cardinals.
Tough.
They beat the Vikings, and they were home against the Vikings. And Kirk Cousins in primetime stinks, and they got him at night, and they absolutely killed him. And they embarrassed him. They made Justin Jefferson look stupid with his golden gloves and all the jazzy stuff he had going on.
I gotta tell you a secret, bro. They're not playing. They're not gonna play anyone.
I know they
Listen
have the
to
easiest schedule in NFL.
they're playing the Cowboys this week, Steelers at the Texans, Commanders at the Colts. I mean,
Yeah, why do you think I haven't bet them to win the Super Bowl preseason?
forget that. They should be. They're obviously gonna have the best record this year. This is crazy, dude.
They don't play anyone.
Packers, Titans,
the,
Giants, Bears.
the hardest remaining team on their schedule is the Packers and the Titans.
I think of the Giants twice.
That's true. You
And they
kept
got the
talking about
Cowboys.
the Giants, whatever they got going on wearing off. They got them in December, they got them in January. So maybe the Daniel Jones, Brian Dable thing gets figured out by then, or maybe not, and those are tough games. And then true, they have 2 tough games against the Giants late in the season, Cowboys late in the season.
Dude.
But
Giants at Philly on January 8th is an insane game, especially if the Eagles especially if the Eagles have the division locked up.
it's all division games, right? The last game of the season.
Yeah.
I love that they do that. I think we had the Dolphins. Love that they do that.
I love it and hate it at the same time.
Love it.
Let's jump to you taking the Eagles?
I'm taking Dallas, and I'm taking Dallas on the contingent. I'm hoping to do this. Give me my contingent pick of the week if Michael Parsons plays. He's the best player in football. We said it last week. That was the other thing we talked about. We said that was one thing I learned too. I talked about it on the show, and I was screaming it in the group chat during the week or on Sunday. The Dallas defense is just as good as San Francisco. The Dallas defense is good, and the Dallas defense
we're talking about
them
killing the Rams O-line.
Yeah, they killed the Rams. Philly obviously has a good O-line. Philly can run the ball. Jalen Hurts is looking awesome this year. But, dude, Micah Parsons is insane. So if he plays, I'm taking Dallas. Just because I think, too, there's some weird effect, like, I don't know, it's a little soon to be talking about the Mets, but, like, when Jacob deGrom pitches, it's like we don't hit the ball. Like, when Cooper Rush is in, the whole team is like, we have to play out of our minds for us to win this game. Tony Pollard's breaking 50-yard runs. CeeDee Lamb's making incredible one-handed catches. This team is playing out of their mind. Micah Parsons is on the sideline getting treatment and, on the bike, and then next minute he's in getting game-winning sacks. Like, they play out of their minds when Cooper Rush is in there. So, I think if it's Cooper Rush, I think if Micah Parsons is playing, I like Dallas plus 4.5 on Sunday night.
All right, I'm going with the Eagles. I think this is Cooper Rush's last game.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be crazy on the Eagles. Last game, Monday night. Your Denver. Let's ride Broncos. Led by Russell Wilson. Getting injections after the game, Greg. The Warrior will do anything to stay on the field.
He's so tough.
Plus 5.5 at the LA Chargers. Chargers minus 5.5. I'll tell you one thing. Another game where the Chargers are at home and everyone's going to say, haha, Chargers have no home field. No, Denver fans, no self-respecting Denver fan is traveling after what they saw last week. Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah. We were trying.
Are you obviously taking the Chargers?
A little inside, yeah, definitely taking the Chargers. A little inside baseball, behind the scenes stuff. We're trying to work on like getting a Denver person to come on and talk about the Denver Jets matchup for the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And I started looking at Denver teams' Twitter accounts. Dude, it is tough in Denverland right now. Mile High Country is having a tough time with the Russell Wilson experience. Like,
you love it, huh?
Oh, well, I mean, I saw it coming 10 miles away. I was all over. I got flamed for a year last year about Russell Wilson stinking. And now everyone is enjoying what I've seen with these eyes for years now.
Facts.
Russell Wilson stinks. We all know it now. It's obvious to everyone. I'm taking the Chargers. There's no way the Denver Broncos are going to be competitive in this football game. And I know as a gambler, saying that out loud made my palms sweat a little bit because it means probably Denver's going to win this game outright. But, dude, Eckler's looked incredible. The Chargers have looked good. I have Mike Williams on the fantasy team. He's been great. Keenan Allen, I know, is not playing or whatever. Dude, the offense just seems to figure it out. The defense hasn't been that good because they've been injured. Chargers have a ton of injuries, but they're still able to make it work. They're 3-2. They're in second place in this division. This is another big time divisional game for them.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Chargers on Monday night, man. -5.5. Another head coach, though. Two head coaches that make weird decisions that people question all week long.
Hackett on a Monday night, dude. Poor guy.
Dude, primetime Denver, I don't know, man. They got railroaded by the NFL with the schedule that they have. It's
This is supposed to be a sick game. This is supposed to be a sick game right here, right? Division game. Broncos, Russell Wilson, Herbert in the SoFi. This is supposed to be a sick game, man.
I also just have visions of what was the It was the Chargers Chiefs. That primetime game, was it Thursday night game, whatever, a couple weeks ago, where I thought I was on the right side, and then Herbert got hurt, and I was like, oh, this is an easy one, and then they end up coming back and scoring a garbage time touchdown at backdoor cover. I just have visions of that, so I feel like the Chargers, something weird's going to happen where they end up covering late, so like I said, I love the Chargers. You talked about it last week, you can't bet on Denver. I've been saying it for a while, I can't bet on Denver. Monday night, Johnny, I'm with you. Johnny primetime, Chargers.
I can't do it anymore. All right. Tease the Hail Mary parlay. And I'll just start there, man. Because It's all JETS, Jets for me right now. And so I'm going with the all Jets money line parlay, which means these are the 6 games that need to go right for the Jets in order for the perfect week. And if that happens, it's plus 13,600. That's the Jets to win outright, obviously. The Browns to beat the Patriots. The Chiefs to beat the Bills. The Giants to beat the Ravens for some wild card stability here. The Saints to win and the Vikings to win. At this point, if all of these things happen, Greg, the Jets are stamped, official, in stone, in the hunt in this year, 2022 of our Lord. They are officially in the hunt.
Dude,
so
you were saying the Jets are in the hunt with was it Alex and Tsunami on the recap episode this week. You're talking about the Jets being in the hunt. We're in 5th place. We're in the playoffs. We're not even in the hunt right now. The Jets are in the playoffs right now if they started today. I know it's week 5, so it's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying.
But
That's what I'm saying. We are stamped in stone in the hunt if all these things happen.
If all these things happen in December, we'll be in the hunt no matter what.
No matter, yeah, like because, dude, this is the craziest part of the Jets schedule, and then because going in, we had all these hard road games, the AFC North, which we split, and now we go to Green Bay. We win this game. We go to Denver next week. This Jets team could be for real.
Yeah, we said going into the season, the first half of the schedule, I mean, is insane. So
we're
doing
Packers,
well. Broncos, Patriots, Bills, Patriots. So
about to hit the gauntlet. Give me your Hail Mary parlay.
I love it. I love the parlay. I will be taking it this Sunday because I got, as you say, hopium through the roof. Dude, my Hail Mary parlay is short and sweet. It's something that I just need to get a win on the board. I need to get a win. Last year I hit 1 week and it was enough to cover. This isn't enough to cover all season, so I will need another if I'm going to go positive on the year, but we're sitting here week 6. I need something. So give me the Giants money line against the Ravens, the Seahawks money line against the Cardinals, and the Chiefs money line against the Bills. Those are 3 home teams that have been playing for the Giants and the Chiefs very well. For the Seahawks, the offense has been playing good, but the defense hasn't been. All underdogs, all getting plus money. That's a 3-team parlay to go plus $1,400, $101,400. That gets me gets me 80% of the way done on the season. I absolutely love that. It's just an easy 3-teamer, nothing too crazy on my Hail Mary parlay. Last week I was pretty close with it, I felt like. Again, trying to go short and sweet. Seattle let me down last week. I'm hoping Seattle doesn't let me down again this week. We'll see. If so, I had to stop betting Seattle.
So yeah, I fear that's coming down the pipe for you. Okay, what's your teaser of the week?
My teaser is all unders and one over.
Ooh,
I could
switching it up.
Yeah, I couldn't find spreads that I was really liking on the tees wise. It was either way too many points or just it wasn't working right for me. So instead, the unders have been hitting so far in prime time. So I'm going back to the prime time under well. I'm going the under and the Commanders Bears on Thursday night, 43.5, teased with 6 points. The under and the Broncos Chargers, 51.5. The under and the Cowboys Eagles 48.5. And then I threw a couple other ones in here that I just think Carolina Panthers and the Rams under 46.5. The Jaguars and the Colts under 48.5. Both those games, I feel like the offenses haven't been too impressive so far this season. And then one game that, again, I might be taking this out because I have so much now riding on Seattle. The over in the Cardinals Seattle game, over 45.5, teased down from 51.5 to 45.5. That's a 6-team teaser, 6-point teaser, plus 500. Overs and unders, baby. I'm an unders guy, by the way. Chip Murphy 7 on the college, we talk about it. He was an unders guy for like a week. He can't do it. He can't tough it out. I think the unders are just as exciting as the overs.
All right, so I have a can't lose 4-team teaser parlay.
Okay.
Can't lose. It's plus 150. You literally cannot lose it.
Ah, yeah, this is a gimme.
You can't lose it. You ready?
I'm ready because I'm betting. I mean, this is 150 is nothing.
I have to hit it.
Yeah.
I need to hit it. It's the Jets plus 15.
Okay.
It's Kansas City plus 10.5.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Bucks under 51.5.
Okay.
And the Ravens Giants over 36.5. It's plus 150. I just want a winner. Just give me a winner. I'm going to take that for like 3 units. And I'm just going to hit a nice winner. And I'm going to look at my account later. And I'm going to be happy. I'm like, oh, where'd this money come from? Oh, I took a sick teaser and I put on it because if this doesn't hit, I think I have to get off the teaser life because I just need a winner in the teasers. I just need a winner in the teasers. I'll put it that way.
I'm adding the Steelers under to my teaser because I like that a lot. I just don't think the Steelers can score many points. And that bumps it up from plus 500 to plus 700.
Especially against the Bucks. All right. Let's do our wrap up. Let's get the hell out of here.
I love it. Great week.
Thursday night. Go ahead.
Oh, great week. Last week we were pretty even, 1-2 on the best bets. You were 8-8. I was 7-9. Overall in the season right now, I'm 36-44. You're 43-37. I'm 6-9 on my best bets. You're 8-7. So you're killing me on the week to week and the best bets. Still a lot of games though left. I gotta make a little ground. I hope I'm gonna do some this week.
All right. Washington, Thursday night, plus 1.5 at the Bears. What do you got?
Washington.
I'm riding with the Bears here. We got San Francisco minus 5.5 at Atlanta. What are you doing?
5-0. Atlanta goes to 6-0. Give me Atlanta.
Best bet for me. New England plus 2.5 at the Cleveland Browns, dude. What's going on here? What do you got?
New England in the points.
Dude, my best bet. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns. They have to kill them. It only makes sense in my brain. Plus 7.5. New York Jets in Lambeau Field.
The frozen tundra. Give me the Jets, Jets.
Aaron Rodgers' thumb. Who knows what's going on with his thumb? What do you got?
The Jets.
Jets. Jacksonville Jaguars. Line makes absolutely no damn sense. Plus 1.5 at the Indianapolis Colts, who they beat every single week, every single year. And we say, oh my God, how do we not know? What do you got?
Jacksonville, you convinced me. Jacksonville Jaguars.
It has to be, man. It has to be. It doesn't make any sense. At the Minnesota Vikings, staring at a bye next week. Minus 3.5, playing against Thompson. Plus 3.5 for Miami. What do you got?
This is what am I missing pick of the week? I'm going Minnesota minus 3.5. It makes no sense, so you have to take it.
It has to be, man. I can't believe everyone's on Miami. Cincinnati minus 1.5 at New Orleans. Who knows who's going to be the quarterback? It's Taysom Hill. Is it Drew Brees? Is it Jameis Winston? Who knows anymore? What do you got?
Andy Dalton and the New Orleans Saints. Saints go marching.
The Red Rocket. Red Rocket. Ravens minus 5.5 at the New York Football Giants. 4-1. DJ at home. Catching 5.5. It moved up to 6, by the way, live right now. What do you got?
I missed it before. Minnesota's my first best bet of the week. The New York Football Giants are my second best bet of the week.
Let's go. I got Ravens to win, Giants to cover. Tampa minus 8.5 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers might be the worst team in the league. What do you got?
I got Tampa Bay minus 8.5.
Has to be. Carolina Panthers, no head coach, no quarterback. PJ Walker making his third start of the year at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams minus 10.5. Looking at a bye, desperate for a win. My best bet going for the Rams. Greg, I heard it's your best bet as well.
Yeah, this is a double Stone Cold lead pipe lock. Los Angeles Rams, double best bet, boys. Double best bet.
Love it. Love it. Love it. On to the 4 p.m.s. Arizona at Seattle. Seattle plus 2.5. Division game.
Seattle, man. Give me Geno Smith starting in Dynasty. Starting here for me. Putting real money on him. Seattle plus 2.5.
Disgusting. I'll take Arizona. Buffalo. 4-1 against Kansas City Chiefs. This could be the AFC Championship game. Best game of the week. Plus 2.5, Kansas City at home makes no damn sense. Best bet, Kansas City. What do you got?
Kansas City as well.
Makes no sense, dude. Dallas, plus 4.5 at Philly. Undefeated Philly. Cooper Rush needs to open that door for Dak Prescott. I got the Eagles in a rout. What do you got?
If Micah Parsons plays, I'm going with Dallas. Give me the points.
All right, last game of the week. Monday night. Broncos country. Riding into SoFi, minus 5.5. What do you got, Greg? You know
LA Chargers. I will never bet the Denver Broncos on here ever again.
Okay, so we'll ride with the Chargers. And that wraps it up for Week 6 NFL on Winning Picks Weekly. Knicks, Jets, ETC, period on our YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Hit us with that comment. 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, Twitch, or Amazon. Stitcher, name it. We name you. We are there.
Oh, Google, Amazon, Alexa, Google Play. We're everywhere podcasts are available. I like to say that because there are so many damn places podcasts are available nowadays. So again, Winning P Weekly on Twitter. We chop it up there. We give out our picks. We talk about what we're talking about. College football episode coming out later this week with Chip Murphy 7. You can follow him on Twitter as well. And we'll see you guys next week for a lot more NFL betting because the season's just getting started. People that are out there saying that we're a quarter of the way through. No, we're not. It's just getting started, damn it.
Let's go. Let's go Jets.
Jets. Jets.